Welcome to the Kingdom Growth Engine Accelerator app. After you've subscribed to the software, you're going to receive an email that looks like this. So you can log in with your email and the password that we give you, and you can click there to log in. You're going to come to a screen that looks like this. In the top left, you'll see that you can run a simulation with up to 30 areas of a business. These are the areas that the Kingdom Growth Engine full software will evaluate. Now, for simulation purposes, we know that an opportunity for revenue and profit impact will normally be found in anywhere between 5 and 20 areas. It's not realistic that you'd find an impact over all 30 areas. So to keep your projections conservative and trustworthy, maybe just limit your impact to 10. So I can slide this bar to any number, but we'll just say for now we'll have 10 areas. Now feel free to try any numbers you like. You can also customize your choices using this toggle here. Perhaps you have an area that you like to specialize in where you know that finding impacts is easy. So I'll click over here. You'll see that as you slide down, there are 30 different areas that you can find an impact in. Perhaps, for example, refining your client's USP is something that you specialize in because you run a workshop or something like that, and you can find a way to help them find that 2 to 5%, 10% impact. So you click through the ones that you're really good at or you know that you want to find the impacts in. If I do 7 there, for example, I can say, remember my choices. We've selected 7 choices. And now the impact here is at 7. So if you want to change this number again, you can slide this, and you see how it clicks away from yes to no, and I might go back to 10. Now you can also randomize the percent of impacts you'll find in each of the chosen areas. The default is 3% to 7%, but you can move the lower and upper limit. So maybe I want to find between 2 and 6%. The reason that you choose small numbers is that they are easier to achieve and it makes the simulation more realistic. So next, insert the company's annual revenue. I'll do $1 million. For simplicity's sake, you'll enter the gross and net profit margin. So I'll just use numbers like 15 and 10. The gross profit margin will always be higher than the net profit margin, of course. Now, if you're working with a business owner live, it's okay to estimate these numbers if they aren't sure. I'll now click Generate. It gives me 10 random impacts that we have, anywhere between 2% and 6% impact. Now, if you were to simply add up these numbers at the end here, you would see that they will not add up to this number here. Now, why is that? To understand the difference, you have to click on Understand the Compounding Impact. So what I've done here is I've given you 3 analogies and 1 logical explanation. And you can click through those. So you can read through those to understand the power of compounding impacts, and when you're ready, just go back to the chart by clicking the Back to Chart button. At the bottom of the interface, there's a section which details the current and future revenue and profit. So we originally started with $1 million in revenue. The projected increase was $534,000. Projected revenue after 1 year was 1.534 mil, and we see the projected growth was 53.4% growth. Current profit was $100,000 based on that 10% net profit margin. 12-month increase, $287,000. Projected profit 1 year, it's now $387,000. We have a 287% increase in profits. So there's this place here where you can enter your annual consulting fee. So if you're charging $2,500 a month, for example, you know you're at $30,000 a year. This ROI will update automatically. So one reason we want to keep our numbers conservative here is because if they ask you to come and help them and consult for them, you want to have targets that you can easily hit to generate the ROI that you are suggesting to them. You can go back and generate as many of these as you like. So if I want to click generate again, we can see we have maybe a different 10 with different numbers in there and a different ROI. Now, if you want to check your numbers, maybe I just want to find an area, maybe just 2 areas of impact, and I want to say it's going to be 5%, for example. So I'm going to run this again. I'll generate. We have 2 areas of 25,000 and 25,000. Now, if I get a 5% impact over one area of $1 million, that's 50,000. With a 50% gross profit margin, that would be 25,000. I've done that twice, but the power of compounding impacts actually makes it 51,500, and you can see those numbers there. Now, if I want to share those results, I'm going to click on Share Results. You'll put your first and last name in, the email address in. This could be of your client. I'd recommend that you send this to yourself first. And if you like what you see, then you can send it to your prospect. You'll get an email that looks like this. In this email, you can see that the number of scenarios that I did in this email, you have 7 scenarios from 2 to 5%, potential increase in profits of $176,000 for your $1 million business venture. And there's a link that they can click whereby they'll get the report. So when you go to the report, it looks like this. You come to this report. Here's the Accelerator report for Joe. It says brace for impact. And as you scroll down, you'll see the simulation results will be embedded here. The revenues and profits with the consulting fee is embedded there. The little section that says, wait, the numbers don't add up. And then you can click through even in this report to find the different explanations and the logical explanation. And just a little thing at the end where it says, are you interested in a full assessment of your business? Contact, and this will be your business information that is right there. So that's the report. So some best practices to use while you're using the Accelerator. Number 1, keep your numbers small. You'll notice that with practice that the increase in revenue and profits add up very quickly, and this is due to the power of compounding impact. Number 2, test the numbers by using round numbers. For example, $1 million in revenue, 50% gross profit margin, 10% net profit margin for easy math. And just look at your results with 1, 2, or 3 areas. Number 3, use small percentages. So yes, we know that we could literally double a business coming up with a unique USP. We've done that before. However, small percentages of 2%, 3%, 5% are relatively easy to achieve, and they cause very little disruption to a business's operations. So for example, if you helped a business launch a referral program within a 2-week period, you could help them drive new business. And if 1 out of 20 customers refers a friend, your client could see a 5% increase in new customers. Number 4, be prepared to share examples or case studies with your prospects about how you've helped companies grow. Saying something like, I increased revenue in a company in 6 months by 5% by instituting a referral program, and I could do that for you, is a powerful motivator. Number 5, focus on your strengths. And number 6, be prepared to explain your numbers. So if you have any questions about the app, feel free to reach out, email us at support@kingdomgrowthengine.com and put app question in the subject line, and we'll respond as soon as possible. Thank you very much.